Jambo mambo, familia angu, karibu nyumbani kwangu. Ikisalama, uke vizuri, nzuri, bwana asifiwe. Natumai yote ni sawa? Okay. Ndio. Familia angu, mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli, Shabbat Shalom, Juma Mubarak. For those who celebrate either Juma or the Sabbath, I went ahead and decided to make a video today because to me, making these videos is something like, what should I call it? I should call it therapeutic, I suppose. Why am I wearing these glasses? Years ago, I had surgery on my eyes, and the doctors advised me to always make sure to wear these glasses in the sunlight, which I don't do enough. One of the consequences is that occasionally I have very strong headaches. So today is one of those days that I needed to wear my glasses. I saw a couple of videos that I found incredibly interesting. There's a gentleman by the name of Nyako who is he comes from Nigeria, and he gave an incredibly brilliant explanation as to why he chose to participate in the fiesta from the village nyako, thrown by the King of Kings, the head Punjab of the Mungiki, Iki. What other honorifics can we throw on Marwa? The chief and only counselor to kings, the King of Kings, the Emperor of Emperor, Marwa, the one and only, el único, Marwa, the magnificent. Anyway, he was saying that the reason why, he thought that it was a very good thing to participate in the Reactor in the Kenyan Manila. Where even the great Redeemer of Sahem has been known to make an appearance or two. According to him, it's very simple business. You are exposed to the American and Europeans and the Maldives subscribers, and apparently you get a lot more money as a YouTube content provider, if you're exposed to that audience and people from those places go ahead and watch your videos. So, I understand that, but that is a very logical explanation of why a very intelligent Igbo, and the Igbos are some of the most intelligent peoples in Nigeria, that explains why he would do it. But what nobody answered, the question that he didn't answer, and I suppose what he's saying is that it doesn't matter, is all of the other things that people are concerned about. Marwa accepting donations from poor people who are struggling, sometimes to feed their families and themselves. People who, according to some of according to the Three Musketeers, some of those people are even stealing in order to, well, I don't know if it was the Three Musketeers or it was another gentleman, but Nyabohanse has his own reactors, and according to them, a lot of the foods, pardon me, a lot of the goats, cattle, chicken, at least some of those items that have been donated to Marwa are being stolen. It's not only that people are sacrificing, their money in order to buy Marwa presents, which he really does not need. He claims to be rich. Why does a rich man need the charity? But a lot of those people are not only sacrificing, their money that they could be using to feed themselves and take care of themselves and take care of their family. They're putting themselves at risk. Kenyans do not play about having their cattle and their goats stolen. Christmas List posted a video in which he and Uncle Mo were riding around and encountered what I consider to be a war party. Several Kuria men armed with bows and spears and pengas being machetes, and they were after men who had rustled 2 heads of cattle from a family. The neighbors got together and collectively were going after those men. And Uncle Mo, in the interest of making his community look good, claimed at first that they were hunting for antelopes or whatever. They were preparing for an antelope hunt. But Chris, Muslis, who I have issues with about other things, kind of like pushing, and finally they admitted that they were pursuing rustlers. Some of the people that I have known from Kenya, some of the men that I have known, told me a very interesting story that was like wild. According to the Maasai, Enge Mungubariki, but Enge, their monotheistic god, has given all of the cattle in the world to the Maasai. Think about it. This is how Maasai think. They have been given all of the cattle in the world, and consequently, if a Maasai comes upon a head of cattle or a herd of cattle, and they are tied up or whatever, it is within their rights to take those heads of cattle. According to them, it is not cattle rustling, because Ngai, their god, has given them all the cattle of the earth. Can you see the kind of problems that sort of reasoning would lead to? So a friend of mine who was a Kisi explained to me that it's not at all uncommon for Maasais to take cattle, and neighbors get together and pursue I just remembered something. I've been told to make sure that I say this. My dear friends, if you are watching this video, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. I'm inching up there to 500. Right now I'm about 21 people short of 500. I'm on the road to 1,000, and I would ask you to like and subscribe. But don't just subscribe. Support this channel. I value your interaction. I value your comments. I am not building my YouTube channel on collabos or any of that nonsense. I'm building it basically on my direct relationship with you. And do I say a lot of things about I and Marwa? Of course. And it's like, why are you always trying to get Marwa? I'm not trying to get Marwa. Marwa is gettable. It's not about me, it's about him. So I'm just basically making content. But I'm making content in a truthful way about things that I really feel and I really believe. So, don't stone me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. My kissy friends told me that it was not uncommon for kissies that have had their cattle taken by Maasai to pursue those Maasai with bows and arrows and engage in battles. Engage in battles in which people end up dying. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if it's true that people are stealing cattle in order to, cattle, goats, chickens, whatever, in order to donate them to Marwa, there are real life consequences. In East Africa, near the border, people can end up getting killed over that kind of thing. So from my perspective, it makes it all the more wicked, to accept, donation of those animals, especially when your motivation is what? Greed? People have pointed out that the partygoers are not being served meat. The partygoers are being served sukuma wiki, cabbage, and ugali. They don't call that part of Africa Ugali Alley for no reason. So there used to be a very funny commercial here in America in which an old woman would go to a hamburger store, a restaurant, and go, "Where's the meat? Where's the meat?" Because there wasn't a lot of meat in the burgers. My question is, Marwa, where's the meat? All of those heads of cattle and gold and everything. Where's the meat? Why are people just being fed ugali, sukuma wiki, and if they're lucky, some cabbage? And then there's something else that they're doing, which I consider to be so incredibly pathetic. They have this thing called VVVIP, okay, and those people get a special treatment, or are supposed to get a special treatment. What they really get is that the minute that somebody is identified as being a VVVIP, a mob of villagers and YouTubers surround that person, and it's like watching a hyena, a pack of hyena descend on fallen animals and just tear it to shreds. The villagers and the YouTubers are there begging. We just standing around waiting for presents and everything. It's like, so maybe the VVVIP treatment means alerting people, we have a real fish on the line. Come and line up, or come and wait. You're gonna get your cut. And maybe those people are being fed better than everybody else. But if that's the case, the question then becomes, why are so many of those people packing up and and fleeing? They say that that guy Stefan, who hosted Marwa in Miami in the United States, and did something, it gave him a lot of presents, and did something that I thought was kind of strange. If you're hosting a person and you have a home, and your home is reasonably comfortable, if you have a spare room, or even if you just have a couch, you normally invite that person to your home, unless you're ashamed to have that person come to your home for whatever the reason. Stefan chose to rent Marwa a room. In America, when a man is doing something that he's ashamed of, that he's ashamed of having his neighbors know about with another person. They don't bring that person to their home. They'll rent them a room and have their little booty call at that room. Folks, pansexuality is real. And I think that people are insisting that, oh no, Kenyans don't indulge in LGBTQ behavior. Remember Mr. Luis and the rather strange relationship he had with Marwa? Remember Marwa in the park trying to talk to these young boys who obviously they must have been there as hustlers in the park. Marwa just doesn't strike me as being somebody who has all his cards on the table as far as what his real lifestyle is, Familia Angu. Babu Eli, when Eli has lived a long time, and I have seen, these eyes of mine have seen an awful lot, and there's something strange that I saw today in a video. I saw Mara do. The Bible clearly says that a man should never wear the clothes of a woman, that it is an abomination for a man to wear women's clothes. Now, his girlfriend, fiance, future wife, whatever she really is, some people say that she's just an employee, that she's just a woman who Mara hired to be what is called a beard, a woman he pretends to have a relationship with so that people won't question what he really does. Some people call her an employee. Let's say for the sake of argument that she is his girlfriend. Apparently, somebody donated a white terry cloth robe to her. It's a robe that's made out of a material like towel. It clearly has her name, Rocio Cabrera. Rocio Cabrera. Oh, by the way, something very, very interesting that you should know. I don't know if any of you speak Spanish. Are you aware of what the word cabra means? Cabra is a goat. Cabrera is a female goat herd. Her last name is Cabrera, a female goat herd, or girl goat herd. Isn't it funny that she came to the Villa Medellin, the headquarters of the Rumble in the Jungle, in the Kenyan, the Villa Medellin in the Kenyan Manila, the Trilla Villa in the Kenyan Manila. Isn't it interesting that a girl who comes from a lineage of people that have the last name Goat Herd shows up and suddenly the goats start disappearing? What that tells me is that she probably said to Mara, don't slaughter all these goats. These goats are worth a lot of money. Hide them. And when the party's over, just keep breeding them. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Her name is Rocio Cabrera. So somebody bought her a robe, put her name across the front of the robe. Okay, and it says Rocio Cabrera. Mara comes out of the bathroom, and guess what he's wearing? He's wearing an item of women's apparel. He's wearing that robe. Now, some of you might say that's not really a very big deal. It's just a robe. I don't think so. Mara grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home. Until a few years ago, Mara was going around telling people that he was Seventh-day Adventist. The Seventh-day Adventists are very strict about that kind of thing. Okay. I think it says something about the nature of what Mara really is like. First of all, why does he go around dressed in pajamas? Dressed in pajamas all day long. It's like I would never be caught dead wearing an item of clothing that belongs to a woman. The Bible clearly prohibits it. The Torah clearly prohibits it. Now, maybe I'm an exception to the rule, but think about it, man. How many of you would put on your... I noticed that there's a young Maasai man called Maasai Without Passport. He wears a type of robe that is often worn by Maasai men, but those are meant to be worn by Maasai men. My question to you is, how many of you men would go around and wearing your wife's dress or a clothing belonging to your wife that are clearly identified? I think most of you wouldn't. It says something about Mara that he's comfortable putting on women's clothes. It says something about Mara that he's comfortable going around dressed in pajamas all day long. But anyway, folks, if you watched up until this point, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video. Somebody has cautioned me not to make my videos too long, that people lose interest. So let me go ahead and cut the video at this point and wish each and every one of you a happy Sabbath and Shavua Tov, which in Hebrew means have a great week. May God bless you. And again, support my channel. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye-bye.